So it's important to understand the rollout on these financing opportunities to indebt you further are going to occur very quickly in 2015. And what does this look like, and what can you do to investigate?
Everything Deborah Tavares has been saying about the climate action plans and Agenda 21 is about to occur. 2015 is here. It's right after Christmas, and we need to be aware of what they are about to start doing to us in regards of the surveillance state and Agenda 21. So I'm going to give you a little of my own experiences, and all these things are probably happening to you already, and if they haven't happened to you, they will start happening to you. But what you have to realize is that many of these things are put right in your mailbox. It's very accessible. They tell you all the things they're going to do to you. So I'm going to show you what they are going to do to me, or what they have been attempting to do to me. So this was a little over a year ago. It's right here, November 2013. And we had the rental housing inspection program. This was a workshop. This was a Delphi meeting. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to go around with new code enforcers and harass the neighbors about their grass being too tall, about cars being parked in the yard, cars parked in the driveway with tarps over them, among many other things. Now, they didn't get this through. So around the same time, this man came to my door wanting to inspect the inside of my apartment. So the rental housing inspection program was to inspect the exterior of your property, the outside. Well, the county wanted to inspect the interior of my property. So fast forward to this year, this was just a few days ago, this man once again came to my house and wanted to inspect the inside. And he even said that he wanted to inspect the inside so that he could write me up for violations. How much lunacy is there in that? I mean, who would actually let this guy in the house? So the rental housing inspection program didn't go through. However, the city is now trying to roll out their general plan update. Now, the rental housing inspection program was only one little piece of the whole of the general plan update. So the government lost a year ago, and they are responding by literally 10 times double downing and coming out with a much more outrageous program that is all inclusive and that will affect all of our lives. They want to literally modify our behavior with the general plan update. The general plan update videos are on my channel. There's a video of this guy on my channel, and what I wanted to say is I want everyone to go watch the video of this guy knocking on my door and asking to come in so that he can write me up for violations of codes. The way I responded is what I want you to realize. Everyone needs to respond in the way I did. America has been completely neutered. Everybody is passive now. Everyone's afraid. We need to stop being afraid. The way I handled this needs to become socially acceptable in our society. Let me say that again. It needs to become socially acceptable the way I responded to this government wanting to come in and write us up for violations. And to give you an idea of how outrageous this is, I've already said on this channel I prefer to stay indoors these days because there are police out there, or as they call themselves, law enforcement officers, who drive around and look for offenders. So they're out there hunting you all day long if you go outside. So if you stay home, you're relatively safe, right? Well, no. The new society they are trying to create involves them knocking on your door to do code enforcement. It is no different than law enforcement. A law is not a code, but it is an enforcement tactic. They are trying to create a second level of enforcement in our society. It's already bad enough we have to deal with law enforcement driving around and scaring everybody. Now we're going to have the SS and the TSA and the Stasi, or whatever you want to call them, knocking on our doors to inspect us and to make sure that we're following their codes, their statutes, their ordinances. So these are the things that the city has been trying to do. The city wanted to inspect the exterior, the county wanted to inspect the interior. Now, here's what a private corporation is trying to do, and these are the climate action plans that Deborah is always telling us about. So this one came quite some time ago, maybe a year and a half ago. They actually sent this twice in about a 2-month period, and what they wanted to do is right here. It says, when you sign up, we will install a remote control device on or near your AC unit. On days when we need to conserve energy, we may use the device to temporarily turn off or cycle your AC compressor depending on the option you choose. In other words, Southern California Edison wanted to be able to control the energy output on my air conditioning unit and turn it off or on whenever they wanted to. Why does a private corporation need to be controlling what's going on inside of my house in terms of the temperature? Remember, these are the climate action plans. All of this is because of climate change. When you see these idiots on TV saying we need to do more to fight climate change, this is how they fight climate change. They put devices on your house so that if too much CO2 is being emitted from the area, they can just shut down all the air conditioners in the middle of the summer. This is a 1984 surveillance society they are trying to create. And the average person will say, well, I'm not going to buy this stuff and put it in my house. Look, this is how they do it. They wanted to bribe me for $200 to do this. Are you going to sell out for $200 to make your house like George Orwell's 1984? So here's the next one they try to do to me. This was March 2014. This is from the gas company, another private corporation, which if I am not mistaken, they are owned by Southern California Edison. Now the gas company, first they told me they were going to put a meter out on the outside of my building. I live in an apartment. They just said they were going to do it. There was no, you can protest it or anything. Then, the next thing you know, there's a meter on the building and they send me this letter. They tell me I can go to a website and I could track my usage of my gas. Here's the interesting part. It says compared to your neighbors. This is a spy system where your neighbors will be able to rat you out based on the usage of your electricity, your gas, and whatever else they have these websites set up for. So they want to control the output on your air conditioner. They want you to spy on your neighbors. Let's see what else they want to do. This one just came in. This is on my energy bill from Southern California Edison. This is everything Deborah has been talking about. This is Energy Star. Remember what the Energy Star document tells us? It tells us that they are going to audit your house. They are going to come in. It's not even we're going to ask. They're going to come in. They're going to attempt to come in. And they're going to audit your entire property to make sure everything's compliant, which it won't be because this is all brand new stuff to fight climate change. And then they're going to want to outfit everything with Energy Star appliances. Now, this is like the smart meters. They're telling me right here for the first time that I can get a rebate to put their refrigerator in my house. Now, we're going to talk about the refrigerators in a little bit, but the bottom line being is first, they tell you that it's optional and that you can just, we'll either pay you or you'll pay a discounted rate to put our fridge in your house. What they end up doing is a few years will go down the road and they will eventually demand that they come in your house and they will put the refrigerator in your house. This is what they did with the smart meters. This is why there were people getting arrested on YouTube because they would not allow a smart meter to come onto their house. They were originally voluntary, and then after a couple of years, they started forcing their way onto your property. This is the next step in this. They're going to see if they can force their way onto your property, but inside of your property, inside your dwelling. That's what this guy wanted to do the other day. He asked to come in. So this is the important part. They are not allowed to come into your house at this time. There are no laws. You are protected by the U.S. Constitution. There is no way for him to come into your house. So that's why I said it needs to be socially acceptable to yell at him and to chase him out of there. Don't be violent, but just, let them know how you feel. And the whole idea being is that if it gets documented enough times, it will show the controllers that we will not put up with this, and they might actually stop doing this or at least halt the plants for a while. So one last thing, and this is all part of the climate action plan. See, they want you to pay for all of this. And so in the other clips I uploaded last night, Deborah Tavares said that if they're going to start, it's going to start costing you more to live in your own house. And here's one example of it. The Southern California Edison has an estimate of a proposal with a total cost of $355 million, which will result in a 0.2% system-wide average rate increase. They're going to raise the electric rates by $355 million over a 5-year period in the very near future. Here's what they want to do. They are proposing to implement a two-phase charge-ready program, an electric vehicle market education program. What this is they want to start forcing little charge stations down our throats so that we can buy those little smart cars that you plug in. This is them phasing out cars, phasing out the gasoline-powered engine, and of course the smart cars will know everything you're doing. That's why they're called smart, because it's really stupid to have them, because they're 1984 Orwellian vehicles that track everything you do, where they could tax you by the mile. They want to have an education campaign to show you how wonderful it is to drive these cars and to have the vehicle stations that you plug them into on your property. They're going to make me pay for this even though I don't want anything to do with it. So phase one will cost $1,500, or phase one will cost $22 million, so they could have 1,500 charging stations. Phase two will cost $333 million and would include deployment. Look at the language they use here. Deployment of additional charging stations to bring the total up to 30,000 over 5 years. This is only in California. This is not nationwide. They're going to deploy this. Deployment is a military tactic. This is an assault on us. All of these things. Spying on your neighbors. Putting a little meter on your air conditioning so they could turn it on or off whenever they want. Putting a refrigerator in your house. And we're going to talk about those right now. But I want to finish this real quick. So here's the last part of it up here. Southern California Edison's proposed charge-ready program is integral to developing the charging infrastructure required to increase EV usage to help meet California's greenhouse gas, climate, air quality, and petroleum reduction goals and objectives by 2020. This is how they fight climate change. The first set of big goals are set for 2015. That is why 2015 is the year that we are going to see the full deployment of Agenda 21. That's why I use the language in the title of the video, because they are using the language. They're deploying all these things to watch us. So here's my proof of how I'm going to show you how this all ties in together. CIA Chief David Petraeus, we will spy on you through your dishwasher. More and more personal household devices are connecting to the internet from your television to your car navigation systems to your light switches. CIA Director David Petraeus cannot wait to spy on you through them. Earlier this month, Petraeus mused about the emergence of an Internet of Things, that is, wired devices, at a summit for In-Q-Tel, the CIA's venture capital firm. Transformational is an overused word, but I do believe it properly applies to these technologies Petraeus enthused, particularly to their effect on clandestine tradecraft. All those new online devices are a treasure trove of data if you're a person of interest to the spy community. All of us are persons of interest to these people. Once upon a time, spies had to place a bug in your chandelier to hear your conversation. With the rise of the smartphone, remember what I just showed you, they want to have an education program to show you how wonderful smart cars are. Okay? With the rise of the smart home, you be sending tagged, geolocated data that a spy agency can intercept in real time when you use the lighting app on your phone to adjust your living room's ambiance. Items of interest will be located, identified, monitored, and remotely controlled through technologies such as RFID, sensor networks, tiny embedded servers, and energy harvesters. Look at the words here. Energy. All connected to the next generation internet using abundant, low-cost, and high-power computing, Petraeus said. So then here, 9 household products that may be spying on you. And enemy number 1 is your television set. Those are the telescreens. And they're going to want to have Energy Star TVs in your house as well. The CIA wants to spy on you through your TV. Agency director says it will transform surveillance. Everything from remote controls to clock radios can now be controlled via apps. And chip company ARM recently unveiled low-powered, cheaper chips which will be used in everything from fridges and ovens to doorbells. This is the refrigerator they want to put in my house. Why do you think they are doing this? Why do you think a private corporation is trying to come into your house and give you a heavily discounted refrigerator? They're trying to make you sell out so that your refrigerator can spy on you. It's admitted by the CIA director himself that all these things are going to spy on you. And so, a little off topic, but it goes along with everything with the whole code enforcement and violations. Orange County, which is out here, this is why I point this out because it's in California, Orange County threatens big fines for excessive Christmas decorations. So to sum all of this up, right now it is December 26th. 2015 is only days away. The first big target dates for climate change where they want to reduce carbon emissions is 2015. Remember what I have been saying for a while now. The way they fight climate change is through the implementation of Agenda 21. Because they need to meet these goals by 2015, we are going to see the full deployment of Agenda 21 in 2015. You will have people knocking on your doors wanting to put refrigerators in your house, wanting to inspect your house for code violations. You need to chase all these people off your property. You need to film these confrontations so that everyone can see that. The people that are doing this need to see that this is not okay. We do not want them deploying anything on us. So please spread this video far and wide. In my opinion, outside of something like Fukushima, this is the most important thing that is happening in America right now that has nothing to do with civil unrest. So please get this out there. Let me know what you all think. And please, if you have anything to add, let me know. Grindall61 signing out.